Fucker. You absolute fucker! Hello and welcome to Modular Components. It is the weekend, and I, the Vacuuminator, am chilling out, maxing out, relaxing, Al Ghul. That's just my catchphrase for this show now, I guess. And I'm joined by Boingo Rider.
The Boingo Rider. It's a fire rider.
Yeah. And we've also got I Miss the Rains down in Buster.
This is insulting me for not knowing who Dolly Parton was, isn't it?
That is exactly what it is, because people missed that during the pre-show, and we had to make it part of the lore somehow.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I'm not saying why, because that would dox me.
Boys. What the hell is up?
I've been working on videos, but not today because I'm just not. I don't
Because
feel
it's
like
Lord's Day. Wait, no, that's tomorrow.
I mean, it is if you're Jewish.
Is that? I guess I don't know enough about being Jewish then.
Yeah, Sabbath is Saturday, if I remember right.
Okay. Well, fascinating. Buster, when is your holy day, par se?
Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It is Saturday because remember the phrase "do as the Romans do"?
I've never heard that.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Okay, I've heard of when in Rome all the time, but I've never heard the second part.
Okay, that's the whole phrase. The reason that is because early Christendom did the Sabbath on Saturday, like like Judaism before them. But in Rome, it became in vogue to do it on Sunday. And when a bishop was asking the Pope, "Hey, when I'm doing shit in Rome, what should I do?" And the Pope looked at him and went, "When in Rome, do as the Romans do." Basically, they're doing it. It's working fine for them. Just go along.
Neato.
I thought they died.
I mean,
The Romans?
eventually.
No, they became the Byzantians. And then the Byzantians became whatever the fuck next. And then the Germans came and did weird shit, but who knows?
Oh shit, Bill
So
Works
when
up in
in
this
Rome
bitch.
evolve?
What?
So when in Rome evolve?
To an extent, because... Oh man, I actually get to...
No, because of your stream yesterday, I have to say this. Rome digivolve to Byzantine!
God damn it, motherfucker.
Easy joke, cheesy dad jokes, the podcast.
Hey, I'm doing the Fozzie fingers, but the listeners can't see it.
Waka waka.
All
No,
right,
I have a minor interest in history, so I tend to retain a lot of dumb information like that.
Yeah, history's pretty cool when you're not living it.
Oh, you're always living history. Never believe that weird Japanese sociologist who went like, liberalism is the end of history.
Yeah, I know we're always living history, but like, I'm just saying.
The real history is the fucks we give along the way.
Yeah, which is none. So history doesn't exist. I don't know. Crawling up around at this rate.
It's a bit of an odd one for me, I guess, just because been doing a lot of running around, a lot of groceries, that kind of shit. Only really now getting settled in after busting ass for all the shit I had to watch for Twit this week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on Twit, but oof.
You gotta go through some shit.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything bad this week.
Oh boy, I hear contention.
Okay, it wasn't to say. I'll just say it's more just it could have been better. But anyway,
I mean, it can always be bad.
Yeah, but like it could have been better to actually be enjoyable.
Oh.
God, I do not like the laugh he made. But yeah, I've been working on videos. I binged through working on the X-Aid video. Not sure when that will come out. So,
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just made it. It's done. It's all ready to upload. I just need to actually wait a bit because my last two videos are doing super well, and I don't want to stall the progress on my stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck up the algorithm too much.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the last two videos are giving me confidence for this new one to do well. So I hope it does do well.
I mean, all my creative projects have been doing solid recently.
Yeah, I mean, your little robot son is doing famous.
I think we're all on a bit of an upswing right now because it seems like my evil scheme about making algorithmically pleasing Power Rangers episode reviews is paying off, because for a minute there, the video, the Day of the Dumpster review just kind of bottomed out at like 72 views, and then over the last couple days, it's been like, have 3 more views a day. You're evergreen now. You can keep growing.
Yeah. It's kind of what's happening with my videos too, although in my case it's like hundreds of views every week with the brainstorming season 30 video. Although I think I know why it's doing well. I put a year in the title. I just put a year, like 2023, to specify that's when season 30 happens, because I know not every Power Rangers fan keeps up with the season numbers. So and then people will just be like, "Ooh, I like years." And like,
Now that's what I call search engine optimization.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the search engine stuff, like just like the search engine loves years, because I always get recommended videos of years. So yeah.
So what you're saying is all of my future videos should be best of X year, X topic.
Or just put like a 1993 to specify which Mighty Morphin Power Rangers you're talking about. Because technically, there's the 2015 Boom Studios comic now. So.
I might do that.
Also, you can denote the different seasons of MMPR with the year.
Yeah.
I have been thinking of how to title future videos, because now that I know I'm going to be able to make it a series, I do want to give it like a proper series name. And I've spitballed a few with friend of the show, Database Ranger. So it's not like I'm.
Wait, revolutionary name idea. Revolutionary name idea. Name it Power Reviews.
I don't think anybody's used that name. Have they?
Not that I know of.
Does anybody use that name?
There's just this one guy, and like he only puts out a video like 3 times a year, so who really gives a shit?
I mean, it's not like he's a superhero or anything, right?
Yeah, it's not like he's got an action figure coming out. We love you, Jake.
Yeah, actually, I thought of that joke before you mentioned him. Yeah, so like,
hold on, I'm being hailed. Be right back.
All right.
But yeah, like it seems like I feel like because like Power Rangers fans, they're always thirsty for more content, whether it be like fan reviews or new episodes. Like that they'll more than likely watch new Power Rangers videos or just Power Rangers videos in general. That's why they do so well for us.
Yeah.
And also, like there is like unlike with other franchises, there really isn't like a standard of like who you go for this content. Like at most, you got Linkara, but he doesn't really do videos until like the season's done instead of ongoing, or like talk about like the entire genre of toku.
Yeah, and that's the thing I kind of wanted to differentiate myself. I was like, if I'm gonna do this shit, I want to do every episode, and I want to do a detailed, proper look in continuous order. I don't want to oversimplify or skip over stuff because it's boring or I don't think it's relevant to the greater plot.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the opposite, where like I want to like kind of skim through like the interesting bits, but I want to analyze, because I feel like, no offense to Linkara, he's more of like a jokey joke, and that's a fine style of reviews. You know,
Yeah.
I like they're funny reviews, but I want to go a bit deeper into themes, characters, what I liked, what I didn't. And you know that's what the Dino Fear review is, and that's what all the Kamen Rider stuff is about to be.
Yeah, Linkara is still very much stuck in the and you kind of can't blame him because he's one of the people that formed this style, but he's very much stuck in huge synopsis and then here's what I thought of this thing and this thing and this thing.
Yeah, which I did that with the build review, I'll admit, and I kind of hate myself for it. But you know, you could still do good stuff in it, but it's starting to. But I feel like it's a monotonous way of writing for me. Like when I'm trying to write it all down, it's just very.
It definitely feels a little dated now, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, what else? There's another thing I want to mention, and I feel like he doesn't need to stick to it, because if his like Jimquisition parody showed, he can do the modern style of reviewing really well. Like.
I think it might just be a case of like that's what people expect from him, especially when he has these set series that have been that way for so long.
Yeah, like, you know, Patreons to please. So,
and also he is heavily influenced by the classic like riffing of like
riff tracks, MST2K.
Yeah, so like that may just be like that's where I find where he finds gets the most comedy out of something.
Yeah,
and that may be an important aspect of the review for him. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, ultimately, what was I doing on my Digimon stream but just riffing?
Yeah. Well, the live streams
That's
are
more
and video.
appropriate with streamers, I'd say,
Yeah.
because with a streamer, it's very much you're playing to the crowd, and you have to play off of what you're given.
Yeah.
Like even though I love making the comparison of being a YouTuber is like being a professional wrestler, I'd say being a streamer is much more that way, where you have to work with what you're given in the moment.
Especially with like VTubing now.
Mhm.
Because more and more people are picking up on that pro wrestling thing.
Yeah. Actually, like, yes, I'm sorry, Vac, please don't take this as me approaching in your territory. So, like, after I do the comment, like, I've been thinking about, like, after the Kamen Rider stuff, because I'm kind of in this, like, okay, I gotta plan ahead, like, phase right now, where it's
That's
like, 'cause
fine.
the Kamen Rider stuff's probably gonna last me till, like, mid-2022, if I decide to do movies and stuff as their own videos. So I'm thinking, okay, do I want to do Sentai or Ultraman next? And eventually, when I do Sentai, I want to do the Power Ranger seasons that the Sentai adapted. So I'm like,
I mean,
I'm
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's not doing the exact same thing as I am. It's not like I can claim copyright on reviewing Power Rangers.
well, it's like the way I was gonna do it, I was gonna do like every series. So, but then, again, it's not gonna be like
Yeah.
all at once. It's not the main
Well,
priority.
yeah, and even then, you'd more so be susceptible to people saying you're ripping off Linkara, which I would say, hey, just don't do every season in order, and you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I'll probably do what I did with Kamen Rider and go backwards. Like,
Mhm.
I already did Beast Morphers, already doing Dino Fury. Probably just like start like Ninja. Oh, why did I chose the worst place to go backwards at? I'm
You
literally
poor child.
yeah. And then like right after I have to do my least favorite season at the end. My least favorite season, Samurai, by the way, which I got flack for, and I'm like, can people just have different opinions on Power Rangers?
I mean,
Like,
that's
come on.
fair. I wouldn't say. See, I still find Samurai watchable. It's like watching a bad anime dub in that, like, okay, there's good here, but you're just screwing it all up.
It's not even. I think that's what pisses me off more, because I find there's more potential, and it's also kind of like it's not even just the show itself. There's this impact to it that it was a lot of people's first Power Ranger series, and that's not what exactly pissing me off. It's also some it's a lot of things that just culminate into being just like I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, yeah, it might be more watchable than Ninja Steel, but I hate it more than Ninja Steel.
I mean, I didn't even finish Ninja Steel, so it's definitely not it's definitely more watchable than Ninja Steel.
Yeah, like I will stand by that Ninja Steel had some good episodes, like an occasional good episode. Like you got your anniversary stuff. Like you got the Metal Hero episode was surprisingly good. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. Yeah, you had some ideas. I feel like Ninja Steel was a bit more creative, like in a way. Like it just didn't use that creativity to like its fullest potential. Like like there's so many ideas in Ninja Steel, and but like Samurai, I feel like there's like barely any ideas that aren't just from the Sentai.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, I should probably save this for the review, because I do want to review it. Man, I'm sorry, Boingo. Do you want to talk or?
I'm currently right now because it doesn't take a ton of brain power to do making my stream schedule for the week upcoming.
What are we looking at here? What are we looking at?
Well, I just made a logo for streams when I'm going to try and make a video game.
Ooh.
Visual novel or mechanics?
Yeah, visual novel's the first one because it's something simple. I can figure out the workflow.
You've done one before.
I've done one. Yeah, this is all the junk that makes it reasonable for one to want to do that.
Oh, so you're not doing? We were talking about doing a Dream Johnny stream before you jump into that.
We'll do a Dream Johnny stream eventually, but like this is more of like planning it.
Okay.
Like you should when does when's Dream Johnny's anniversary? Let me look at this.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm looking. It is. We got like a couple more months since it's currently a 9-month-old game.
Is that the itch.io page?
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at the announcement trailer.
No, we put out the announcement trailer like a month or two beforehand.
Okay, so you got like a half a year left before it turns 1 year old.
Yep. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I think
I'll also just have to get like
January.
also have to get like a couple pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger and edit them and make him look like a huge nerd.
All right.
So we can do what we do with the Buster and the no prize.
Okay. I get you now.
What's happening? Oh, the little effect. Yeah, I thought you were gonna kidnap me or something.
No, we're gonna do that. Just not for that stream.
Okay, fair.
We're getting
Right
you to
now,
summit one way or another.
Oh God.
I'm cleaning up a logo for a video game that demo dropped this week, and I want to play it.
Which
Yeah,
one?
I saw you tweet about that.
Fallen Aces.
I have not heard of that. I should really check it out.
It's made by it's published by the guys who published Dusk.
Oh, no wonder it's getting a lot of attention.
But it's framed as like a immersive sim. So think more like Deus Ex, stuff like that.
Sounds sick. Also, I just realized, so remember that a while ago when I reviewed Power Rangers Unworthy? They dropped a new episode recently, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to do like a follow-up on that.
Did the video go over well?
For the last one?
Yeah.
It's one of my more successful ones, and a lot of people seem to like, I didn't get a lot of comments on it, and the comments I do get are just like weird fanboys but they just act like every other Power Rangers fans.
I mean, then it really depends on whether you want to read those comments again or not.
Look, I already read those comments every time I post a Toku video. I think I can handle it.
God, that reminds me, actually. I remember Sentai 5 telling a story once on Twitter about bumping into a Kamen Rider fan at Toys R Us. This is way back before Toys R Us closed down. And he found out the guy was a Kamen Rider fan because he complimented his Ex-Aid shirt. And he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I love Ex-Aid." And he was like, "Why don't you pronounce it correctly?" He's like, "What? Exedo."
That's cringe.
The only Kamen Rider I say you should pronounce differently than what it's spelled is Decade, because Decade and Decade separate it audibly, so you know better what you're talking about immediately.
I thought I was gonna say Geo.
Nah, Geo's Geo.
Yeah.
G-O-D-K.
Because there's like a bit of pronunciation weirdness with Geo initially, so.
I mean, honestly, sometimes the Bandai toys pronounce rider names weird. Fucking, I love Kamen Rider Ors.
Ors, yeah. Or like, the Gore Drive.
Yeah.
I think a big thing of that is just remember, the reason they use a lot of excess English is because they think it sounds cool. So if it sounds weird, it just sounds cool to Japanese kids. That's all you gotta worry about.
Or just Japanese people in general. Yeah,
and I mean, like
it's
always interesting when they acknowledge that in the show too, because like there was a Kamen Rider thing that came out this week where somebody says something in English, and then one character asks, "What the fuck did they say?" And then another character goes, "They said they want to kill me."
Yeah. Oh, that was the best part of that movie.
Yeah. Because like that brings up so many questions about those two.
Yeah, I don't know. Or just I feel like that's the most fleshing out they got in the movie besides Fua. I don't know. We're talking about 01. Others we'll talk about more soon. Man,
Zuthers, frickin' Zuthers.
Not Zuthers. I said others.
No, I was saying Zuthers. I think that's a funny way to say it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to be quiet. So.
Fuck being quiet.
Well, look, I don't want to, like, if I
We're here to talk very diligently into our microphones so that people enjoy it and give us lots of likes and comments.
We must rock the boat.
I love rockin'. I don't know why I'm singing.
I love Rocky Road.
Yeah, I was just about to sing that.
That's a very good ice cream flavor.
It's also a good Weird Al song.
Jinx.
Oh, is that a legit Weird Al song? That must be one of the.
I actually did a review on that for a music class one.
Yeah, it's a very early one. It's
yeah, because I was reviewing a bunch of Weird Al's early albums, and I'm just like, I should probably. Well, I was gonna say something, but I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm just looking through my YouTube subscription, and I'm just like, not subscription, just recommendation to see if I can find any funny talking points.
Delicious.
Hey, Boingo, are you excited for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl?
I'm interested in it, but it's interesting. I may get it for a lark if I had the money, but I don't really have the money to get a ton of games right now, man.
Yeah, that's fair. Get on sale. I'll probably go on like $20 in like a half a year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I wish. What's it called? I wish it wasn't at $50. That's what I want to say.
Make it a more budget title. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, because they're already not giving it a lot of budget, so it just seems weird to charge it for like more than like just equal to amount as a I don't know Crash Bandicoot game. It's weird. Like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 is cheaper than that at launch.
It may be mostly a Nickelodeon mandate.
Yeah, and they're pretty because they said they can use like they're Nickelodeon's weird with mandates. They're just weird in general because they'll like give the creators tons of freedom, but like if like they'll like they gave the developers of the game like lots of freedom, but the problem is they're like, oh, you got to finish it by this here, no money. I mean, like I get that's a budget title, but still, I mean, it's a pretty impressive for a budget title. 20 characters on a budget that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Like that's
just,
more than
part of me is just going like, yo. Why aren't there more indie fighting games? Like the only one I could think of is Skullgirls.
yeah. Rivals of Aether.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah, most of the indie fighting games are Smash Brothers. Like, there's more 2D stuff. Tough Love Arena is very good. It's like you can play it on your web browser.
Yeah, there's also that ponies one.
Oh, yeah, that Them's Fighting Herds. I actually met the developers at a convention once. Oh, yeah, that Them's Fighting Herds. I actually met the developers at a convention once.
Yeah,
they're very chill. I still need to pick up their game though, because I'm already swapped with fighting games on my Steam library.
but imagine like a indie made low poly like Tekken clone.
That would be so good. I know there's
Like,
I know
Really
like,
go back to Tekken 1, Virtual Fighter 1, that kind of like vibe and aesthetic.
Yeah, I know there's like a Third Strike like indie game coming out. I'm trying to find it. I think it's called Blazing Strike. Yeah, it's Blazing Strike. Here, I'll show you. It's very Third Strike like. So I think you'll like it. It's sprite based for once.
Oh,
And the character designs are pretty sick.
yeah, the character designs like you can see where they got all the characters. Like that one dude in the hoodie feels like a KOF character.
Yeah, it's like it feels like what if let's just take our favorite Capcom and SNK characters and just make our own versions of them.
Like some of these guys look like KOFs. Like some of them look like Cappies.
Yeah, some of them look like some of them are clearly Shotos.
Yeah, like
But,
some
there's no problem with taking inspiration on your sleeve. I mean,
there's literally a fucking Tekken character here with Alexander, the wrestling boy.
yeah. Although I also say it's like Alex from Third Strike as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like one of the most famous fighting game characters is King.
Yeah, so it's clearly more King on the visual end, but like on moves and animations, I see a lot of Alex from Third Strike.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. There was also that serial game mascot fighter that got a little hype a while ago, and I haven't heard anything from.
What's it called?
I can't remember. I can go through my Twitter real quick and find it.
It was like I'd love to see Pepsi Man in a fighting game. Unironically, like the closest thing I got is the Guilty Gear Strive mod I'm using for Soul Bad Guy.
Real quick, back. Did you see the Armed Anderson mod someone did for Fire Pro?
Dude.
Hold on, I'm sending it to you guys so you can see what it is. Because for people who don't follow our pro wrestling podcast, there's a guy called Arn Anderson. He's a classic. He's a long-established, well-loved wrestler in the industry.
And apparently Ultraman Trigger would be his favorite comment. Ultraman. Yeah.
He cut a promo that was basically like, if you got carjacked, you'd give him your car because you're a pansy. If I got carjacked, I take out my Glock and blow their brains out.
Oof.
And people were like, what the fuck? That is way too hard for this situation. And now it's become a meme that he is no longer Arn Anderson. He is Armed Anderson.
Oh, that's why Trigger would be his favorite.
Also, that was a good clip. I like that clip you sent.
Yeah. And then there's a wrestler who came out of the Nightmare Factory who tweeted about it when I went Arn Anderson and Devil May Cry 6. And so in response, I made the meme featuring Dante from Devil May Cry, that little circle logo. I changed the Dante to Arn Anderson, and I sent it to them, and they made a fucking meme edit. It was great.
Also, like literally while we were talking about that, I just came across a fucking edit of it in the Call an Ambulance, but not for me format.
Hey, Vac, is it okay if I piss off a bunch of Toku fans?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you do every week on Twit?
And every week on my own YouTube channel. Basically, I'm tired of Toku fans complaining about, oh, it's cheap or it looks goofy. Go, brother, that's the genre, and like you don't.
Are
even
you
need to- like a lot of people like these are old fans who are like, oh, it's so, they're using CG models, it's so cheap, and I'm like, okay, I don't like the CG models they're using, but that's just still costs money to make CG models. You know, it's like it may be not as much money as making a suit, but still cost money. So I'm like, I don't know where you're coming from, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are just, I don't know. I just feel like there just needs to be like more creativity, like and acceptance, because I feel like people are just like, oh, it has to be this, it has to be this, and it has like strict guidelines when it comes to what makes a Kamen Rider or Ultraman or good. I just like, is the show good? And does it have like good themes? Does it have entertaining characters? That's all it needs. It just needs to be a show. And then there's like the other side, which thinks like, oh, all Toku is bad, but we love it anyway. It's just, the hell are you smoking? I don't know. It's just all these weird mindsets that I'm just like, they're just shows. At the end of the day, they're just like every other show in existence. What the hell are you smoking?
I feel like you got your head way too far up this fandom's ass.
Yeah,
Stop trying to do a rectomy.
I really should stop, but like I don't know. I just I just see a lot of weird perspective, and just like, come on, guys.
Honestly, I think it's just because like we've gotten to a point with a lot of things where a piece of media isn't allowed to be what it is. It's front loaded with a ton of expectation.
I wouldn't even say like that. It's not even just expectation. It's just that now, because I blame this on the rise of like ironic entertainment. Like some people just view some franchises like completely ironic, and sometimes it's like, okay, I get it, but with other times for like people trying to tell a genuine story, but oh, there's a suit in it, so it's like ironically like funny or something. Like that's like to go back to like a popular Netflix show that's trending, Squid Game. Like people are dissing the suits, saying, "Oh, they look so goofy. Why is it supposed to be a serious drama?" And it's like, no, they don't. They're just suits. I don't know.
But again, that's like that's a problem with a lot of art and entertainment. Like, why don't we take a thing that me and Vac love?
Yeah,
Dynamite, pro wrestling.
yeah. Like
In that show, there's a lot of serious, gripping drama, human emotion of like wanting to be the best, aiming for it, fighting for it, and then you have a guy like Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Or a character like my favorite wrestler, Malachi Black, who's basically spoopy evil priest.
I just feel like people are just like, it has to be one thing or the other, and it's but like balancing is just not into some people.
Like legit, my biggest fucking headache just seeing people online talk about it is like, oh, the tone changes too much. It goes from like drama to comedy too often. I get taken out of it.
It's a variety show.
Yeah. Look, I hate that mindset. My favorite movie is Hellboy because it is a horror movie, because it is an action movie, because it is a comedy, a romance, an existential mindfuck of eldritch abomination, and a buddy cop movie all at once, all at the same time, just poof, shotgun.
Yeah. I think like the greatest pieces of media ever are like the ones that just balance all the tones like perfectly.
One
Like,
Piece.
Yeah, exactly. I still need to read more. I should probably get to it, especially because my friend loves it, and they're going to. Yeah. What else?
Or are the best versions of Batman, which are action, drama, noir, mystery, and Batman cracking a joke every once in a while because he's not a humorless bastard.
Yeah, like, and I think you're talking about animated series.
Animated series, The Batman,
Brave and
where he can
Bold.
just acknowledge, I am a man dressed in a bat costume, fighting a guy who looks like a clown. This is ridiculous. The fuck is my life? Also, my best friend's an alien.
Yeah. Also, like, that actually brings up another point where, like, sometimes people go, like, give me a second.
You enjoying your phone there, Vac?
Pretty good. Except the fact that it keeps fucking not being able to read my SIM card randomly. I've been having that problem this week.
So like the like another thing I don't like is like where it gets to like people like go full on, oh, it's all silly, or it's all too like, and they just like be super obnoxious about like how, oh, we know what we're doing is goofy, instead of just being like straight up like meta commentary is fine, and that I don't think that's what I'm referring to. I think it would just like when the irrelevance gets too much and it's just afraid to embrace its roots, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's this show called Magical Girl Friendship Squad, and it was like every minute it's a shame to be a magical girl show. So it's like, oh,
That sounds like a problem.
yeah, it's a big problem, and it's not funny because of it. I mean, there's occasional funny jokes, but I just like because it's always so ashamed to be like unabashedly magical girl.
We're not like those other shows. We realize this concept's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's like I feel like you need a balance. Like, oh, we'll have fun, but also have like a like take it somewhat seriously, you know? Like,
But you're also not allowed to have too much fun and enjoy the thing you're doing, because then you get called the MCU and say, oh, there's too many jokes and quips and everything, even though that's how the comics have been written since the 60s.
I think my thing, like I sometimes I fall under that, but like I think it's just for me, are the jokes funny? Like the jokes aren't my problem. It's like the quality of the.
Yeah, the jokes have never been the greatest from Marvel. Because 90%.
I mean, what did I
90
fucking say on No Prize last week? Every joke except one when I went to see Shang-Chi bombed with my audience. And the one that didn't bomb, I only say it didn't bomb because I alone laughed my ass off at it.
Dang.
Like
Honestly,
90% of the comedy that comes from Wolverine is he just does a thing and then just looks at the camera and goes, "Bub." That's it. Comedy gold.
What else? I don't know. Honestly, this discussion has just been really just be like, I should really stop paying attention to it. I don't even like. I just like analyzing what other people think, and I should probably stop that. I don't know. Like, I guess I just don't feel like I don't want to be like there's a right way to analyze, because that's like contradictory to my whole mindset of it's okay to dislike and like things that aren't common, but like aren't commonly liked or disliked, whatever what you think. But like I feel
It
like
seems to me, Buster, if I may,
yeah,
you are somebody who cares way too much about what others think.
yeah, correct.
You know, like, there's only a few things in this life we can all control.
Yeah, and I'm not trying. I
Our
don't think
look, our output, and who we keep around us.
yeah. Honestly, you're not. You're totally right. I don't know. I think it's maybe some self-esteem thing. I don't know. Could
I don't know. Like, that's a big thing of like how I like to look at media, is if just like the piece of story that we get at the end result is not in and of itself bad or wrong. The wrong's the better way of thinking about it. It's not wrong, because you need to look at what was the intention and the process of it being made to really see what the movie is, like any piece of media is.
yeah.
Because without that context, it's just like The Room. The Room is just a weird nonsense fever dream of bad acting and everything, right?
Yeah.
But with the context of the story behind it, it becomes this fascinating auteur piece that's like, who is this man? Why was this movie made in that way? And why were these decisions? And you can look at it in that way. Or to take another example, One Piece. I love One Piece. I'm caught up. I read it every week, all that kind of stuff. And the biggest complaint people have about One Piece is the way Oda draws women, because they're either old ladies who are big and imposing and kind of scary looking, or they're young women who are svelte, hourglass figure, big tits, big ass, the whole 9 yards. They look like bikini models. And people go like, I wish Oda drew women in more styles, and like he was better at drawing women. Oda's good at drawing women. He just wants to draw that kind of woman. So like we're complaining at a guy who just wants to do a thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like complaining at what I really wish Quentin Tarantino would stop making violence-filled heist movies full of unscrupulous characters, you know? That's just what Quentin Tarantino likes to do.
I have my own issues with Tarantino, and like I still feel like you can critique things if like you feel like it's not a good portrayal.
That's not. That's different. It's
Yeah, but that's,
understanding
like,
where
the-
it's from and how it's executed. Execution's a different critique.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because no, Oda, like execution of Oda's women, it's not great. There could be more. There could be better variety. There can be less objectified portrayals. But ultimately, that's not what he's aiming for.
It kind of goes back to a discussion, Boingo, that you and I had way, way, way back at the start of this channel about authorial intent. Authorial intent exists, but only to an extent of we can judge what an author wanted to do, but whether or not they executed it well is an entirely different spectrum of things.
Yeah.
And if they're aiming for one thing and you're saying it's not this completely different thing, you're missing the point. It's like complaining, oh, Ant-Man's not a great action movie. Well, it's not supposed to be a great action movie. It's supposed to be a comedy with some action in it.
Or it's like a heist film in the first film's case.
Yeah.
Oh, Ghostbusters is not a scary horror movie. Well, it's not meant to be a horror movie. It's meant to be a workplace comedy.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I finally just a quick aside. I saw a trailer for the Ghostbusters Afterlife when seeing Venom 2 recently, and
Was it a new one?
Yeah, it was a new trailer.
Oh, cool.
Like originally, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but like I don't know. Now seeing that trailer, I'm more on board with that movie.
It
Like,
seems interesting.
yeah, and I feel like it's kind of like, oh, that third act could be like not my style, but the first two acts could be like, oh, this is something new with Ghostbusters. This is like taking the old text and like putting your own twist on it. Like I love when new franchises just do that, where it's like, here's these old ideas, but with new characters, new perspectives and stuff, and new ideas and stuff. Like you still have the core of what makes Ghostbusters Ghostbusters, but it's like played with a new perspective, a new angle, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's why I love Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, and like Sentai and Ultraman, like all those yearly franchises.
Definitely. I like seeing things be iterated on themselves, which is why even though I'm not a big Ghostbusters guy, I am moderately interested in Afterlife. Even though I haven't seen every James Bond, I'm looking forward to seeing No Time to Die when it comes out next week.
Yeah,
But
it just like, and I don't like when franchises stay stagnant or like reliant on like their overly worship to the past. Which I should probably stop myself before we delve into you know what.
yeah, well, I guess it's a good thing that we are coming up on time. So why don't we go ahead and start wrapping up, fellas? Buster, tell the good people who you are and where they can find your stuff should you want them to.
What's up? I'm Buster Corp. I do video essays on my YouTube channel, also called Buster Corp. I'm currently going through every Heisei era Kamen Rider series, or I'm about to. I'm not sure if the X8 video will be up when this video is up. It's currently not up now while we're recording this, but you get what I mean. I'm also at Twitter at BusterBluey3, and yeah, go check out my stuff. I did a Dino Fury analysis recently, and I like how that came out.
Nice. Bus the Boingo. Tell the good people who you are and where they can find your stuff.
Hey, howdy. I am Chris, a Boingo writer Gaston. I make a variety of things on the internet. If you want to see my video essays and video editorials, you can go to the Flippity Floppity YouTube channel, Boingo Writer. See some of them. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, it's Boingo_writer. And if you want to follow me and watch me stream some content, it's twitch.tv/Boingo Writer.
Yeah.
I think I do okay there.
Streams have been doing pretty good so far, I'd say. You're streaming and you're strumming. I enjoy it. But if
what
you
of 3 VTubers you enjoy?
I mean, technically 4. I'm dipping my toes into Hatch's stuff. Anyway, I am the Vacuuminator. Definitely not a VTuber simp, but if you like seeing guys talk about media they like, check me out at youtube.com/thevacuuminator and follow me on Twitter at the Vacuuminator. But before you do any of that, do me a big old favor. Give this podcast a like, give it a comment, subscribe, and ring the bell in order to enable notifications so that you can get access to all the modular shows as we put them out. And follow us on Twitter at the Modular Media and join our subreddit r/Modular Media for news and updates about things and stuff we're doing. But that's going to do it for this week's edition of Modular Components, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. we'll see you next week. And in the meantime, we hope you have a good one. Take care.